Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series, Warhammer Fantasy's 2nd edition. And joining me as always are the boys as we dive on into our adventure. Now, last time we had managed to reach Siegfriedhof, and after quite a mundane entrance for most of our party, only one of our warband members actually noticed anything strange, but unfortunately he did not bring it up with the rest. So as they got into Siegfriedhof's square, they were actually surrounded by some of the most powerful people within Siegfriedhof. The captain of the Raven Guard Knights, the leader of the head priest of the Temple of Mor, the town's mage, and another mysterious person. After some tense negotiations, the group were allowed to enter the Raven Guard Knights' barracks and have a meeting with their leader, with some help of the town's mage, who seemed quite interested in the group, and a couple of the group in particular. So, to save with some of the more mundane and boring things, 2 hours have passed for our group, as essentially Humperdinck has told Caligo everything that he needs to know. So he knows that Caspar has been afflicted by a curse. He knows that this affliction saved a noble, the noble house of Gallion. Can't remember his friend's first name for some reason. Gale? Was it Gale Gallion? Yeah,
I think it was Gale.
He knows that you have that you took this curse on, aiding a noble house of the realm. Humperdinck has also brought up that you have worked for the Countess-elect of Nullen, and that she has given her favour to this warband. With each explanation of what the warband has done for the realm, there is another parchment, another piece of paper, another document scroll. They just keep on coming. You lot never noticed that Humperdinck was collecting all these things, but apparently he was. And after some time goes through, and Brander Caligo goes through each scroll very meticulously. Some cases he has to open up his desk drawer and pull out a book of regalia, noble
It will be
heraldry.
sigils, I think.
So, because not everyone knows every noble's crest. So 2 hours pass, but after 2 hours have passed, your story has been unveiled, and there probably is one. Your story has been unveiled. Most of your secrets that you don't want people to know, Humperdinck hasn't brought up. But he has told him that he has basically a writ from the Countess-elect to plunder Mordheim, basically. And this is where we will pick back up, as Brander Caligo sits back in his chair. Humperdinck kind of looks round at all of you, and you can see that Humperdinck's more relaxed as he sees the tension leave Caligo. Well, I can't say it's a good idea to go plundering Mordheim, but if you must, try to deal with your problems there. Don't bring them back to Siegfriedhof. There's some other explorers. Another warband is in Mordheim as well. The Unnamed. If you see them in there, then they're allies of Siegfriedhof. They're a good sort. I haven't heard from them in a while, but they are there. They've made a base around the Black Pit. You should be able to get there via the river, if you so wish, or you can make your way by land. Well, if there's already an adventuring party out there, then perhaps we could resupply them. I mean, if they've been up there for a while, then they could need some provisions and so forth. Do you know what the general store? They should be able to outfit us. You're not in need anymore, are you, of supplies? Oh no. The rest of Sterling has supported Siegfriedhof in its time of need. Our stocks and supplies are quite full. It was a humbling moment to see our allies come forth and our countrymen aid us. So you don't need supplies then? I see. You see, Humperdinck deflate a little. Well, as we are all here, and you are the man to know, Knight Captain Commander, Caligo, is there anything we should know about the town? Anything, how are the people and so forth? Well, don't get me wrong, the people are doing well. The town is recovering, but they are still very cautious of outsiders. We let them in before. You can hear about it from those in the tavern. Another warband, but they'll probably treat you with a bit of. They won't be too friendly, but if you spend your coin, I'm sure they'll warm up to you. As for things to do, they're a suspicious lot. Keep your mages in control. Do not use any of your trickery in the open. The people around here aren't too friendly to mages. Is there anything else that your company would need or needs to know? To the party.
It's probably better I stay quiet.
I think the situation is too serious for to make a joke, so I'm just going to be quiet.
Yeah, the same with let's face it, the same with what's that, Mordecai Ragnar. It's like, yeah, probably shouldn't.
I do give a side glance at Carla and just shake my head like, no, don't do it.
If you do, I'm gonna shank you here and now.
And I just said it, don't do it, not doing it.
Wow.
Damn,
And even
woman,
5,000. I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. I've never seen that happen before.
That's... Yep.
Damn. With just the 100, yeah, just a single 100 too.
Oh shit!
Oh.
You just had to go and one up him, did you?
Well, he 3-upped him, to be fair.
Jeez.
I still prefer the 5,000 to be honest, because it's, nice, clean.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, if there's nothing that you want to know, the Wolf's Head Inn is always... Yeah.
Question. You maybe are not the best person to ask this, but do Riggers still live here?
The Readers, or the Rears,
I raise an eyebrow.
Apologies, I don't know every house in Siegfriedhof. They're not nobility.
No, they're not.
Then apologies. If you ask one of my knights, they should know more. The tavern owner, he keeps an ear to the ground. He'd be the best one to ask. I will warn you though, we did take casualties. When we were infiltrated, they hit the slums and the poorer districts. I pray that more did not call your loved ones to you.
They shouldn't have been there, so no. I don't think so. I just need to make sure.
Well, by all means, your lord has made it clear that you are not the enemy. And I apologize for how we treated you to begin with, but, well, you'll just have to accept it, that what we went through, it was an acceptable response, but, you have my blessing to do your business here, but, you there, Casper? Casper. You are to stay away from the Temple of Mor. I will not see you step foot in it. I will tell the head priest, Magos, that he is to stay clear from you as well.
Very well, if that's the condition. A pity, but it is the conditions, I suppose.
I apologize for removing this privilege that we all should have to visit our temples of worship, but the Magos has lost more than most due to the taint that assaulted us. If you didn't hear, the Temple of Mor outside of Siegfriedhof, where most of the common people were laid to rest, you can see that a real anger starts to bubble up inside of Caligo's features. It was desecrated by that filth, and those there that were put to rest were raised up to assault our walls. I believe the priest in charge of that place was a student of his. They desecrated his remains as well, so he is a charity is lacking in his heart at the moment, and it'd be best if you just steered clear.
What of this temple outside of the walls? Church, was it? Was it church or temple? I can't actually remember what you said.
It was the garden. It was
Yeah.
the cemetery for the common people.
Okay.
It's the garden, but there was a small temple there as well for those commoners who do not live in easy reach of, well, here.
Is there much left of it? If there wasn't such an attack?
We put to rest those that could be put to rest, and we are rebuilding the temple. It will stand again, and the gardens will be sanctified once more. But these endeavors take time. And just as the wound is still fresh, the work is not done.
Very well. I'll steer clear of both. I'm sorry for what happened to your town, but Despite what any spells or incantations may tell you, I'm not that much attack. Regardless, for the sake of all of you, I'll return to the ship, I think.
If that is what you choose, but as I said, your lord has vouched for you. If you wish to re-equip yourselves or visit the tavern, you may. Unfortunately, our master blacksmith is not here anymore. He went on an expedition with the warband of the unnamed, or the unnamed warband, or whatever the hell they called themselves in the end.
Did they never decide on the night?
No, they threw some weird names at me at one point. I gave them their first job as a warband. They wanted to be called Billy Bob Rangers or some such nonsense, or some weird thing. It was a weird group.
Sounds like something a halfling would come up with.
Well, it was a weird group. A weird mix of halflings, humans, elves. I mean, one of the elves thought he was a dwarf. Have you ever heard of something so absurd?
Excuse me, what?
I know.
I'm just gonna burst out laughing.
I'm just going to raise a single eyebrow. Really?
He was a good
Olivia is
man.
gonna join her in laughing.
He was a good man,
That sounds
but
like-
crazy.
That sounds like the worst group ever. How did he ever get anything done?
Plot twist, he didn't.
Well,
We don't know that.
through dumb luck, they achieved a lot more than most would, I suppose. Well, saying that, after seeing your achievements as a warband, although they didn't have a noble merchant such as yourself backing them, Caligo does like wave his hand a little when he's like gesturing to Humperdinck, not mockingly, but like more with a nobleman's sort of I can't remember the word, gestures.
Oh, don't worry, dumb luck was definitely involved here.
Well then, you might like to meet one of the others. I think they had a priest of renown with them. She seemed to be involved in luck of some sorts, but they did well by Siegfriedhof, and they're up there along with our master blacksmith, so, and a company of dwarves, but they always turn up at Keg's End, so they were a common sight, pretty much. And it's not the first time they've gone on an expedition to Mordheim, but if you need equipment, I'm afraid, arms and armor, I'm afraid you'll have to go to the Black Pit and then ask him if you can buy his wares and then come back here. It will be most annoying, I can assure you.
As soon as the writer hears about, a priest of renown, she's just gonna roll her eyes. And speaking of Theron, God, more human priests.
Stop doing that. That's rude. Use your words, you elvish fuck.
I'm gonna excuse me, child, but sometimes it's better for me to speak in my own language rather than annoy your sensitive nature with actual words you could understand.
Being rude in another language is still rude.
As you start
Where
whispering,
else? What do you expect?
as you start whispering in other languages, Humperdinck quickly just starts blabbering some nonsense to cover up your Elfaran dirt. The filth. How dare you? How dare you?
Also, I just realized every time Casper leaves or enters town, the priest is gonna feel it.
Pretty much.
Should I just sit in the border of it and just jump back and forth?
You know, I'm half expecting
That'll really piss him off.
he's like when you start walking back to the boat.
But so
Please, I don't think
technically,
The priest seems like the type.
It wouldn't piss off the priest per se.
so the enchantment around Siegfriedhof has been changed a bit since the last time it got
so he got
infiltrated.
whitelisted. Gotcha.
No, so before the priest didn't really have anything to do with the enchantment. It was all to do with the magic users. Whereas now the priest is very much aware and has had his say. So now they all get warned when anything devious enters or exits Siegfriedhof.
Alright.
Well, if there's nothing else, Humperdinck, by all means, make use of Siegfriedhof, enjoy yourselves if you wish. If you want to hear about I think Damatus is still here. If you want to hear firsthand about the battle, he's in, Damatus the Bloody is in the Wolf's Head Inn. I'm sure he'll regale you of all the nonsense. Thank you, my lord Caligo. I will be sure to visit the general store and see what fine wares Siegfriedhof has to offer. And of course, I'll make a sizable donation to the Temple of Mor, as is only right for a patron of the gods, as I am. Probably won't roll charm there. But
Roll willpower, not the chuckle.
we will definitely
Chuckles.
visit the tavern. I would like to have a try of your fine ales and such. You can see that Caligo is already he's starting to drift off from Humperdinck's blathering. Be sure to do that and get out of my office, please. Yes, right. Humperdinck pushes his chair back and sort of shimmies to you as he turns around like, okay, let us leave. So, as you make your way out of the barracks of the Raven Guard Knight, this is where we pick up now for your tokens on the map. There is a mage sat on a fountain, kind of curiously watching you all as you come out and exit. If you want to go anywhere separately, move your tokens there so I know where you're all going. So if you want to go to the pub, put your tokens at the pub. If you want to go to the general store, put your tokens at the general store. If you want to speak to the mage, put your tokens by the mage.
Can I go for a walk around town?
Actually, no, I would speak with the mage first, I think.
If you want to go
since
for a
he's
walk
right
around
there.
town, then put your token by the put it at the corner.
I'm gonna for now stay with the group. So I'm just gonna be right here, just watching the conversation with the mage.
Okay. So I just made a hidden spot on the map, but I didn't want to do that. Gone.
Darkness envelops Mario.
Oh, what's going on?
So it's covering up the camera with the flag. Oh, I can't see here.
So, as you all head towards the mage, Humperdinck goes off to the pub. He curiously sees you all coming over to him and I didn't expect so many of you to come over, but yes.
He
He watches as Casper walks past and well,
Disappointed?
A little, my dear. A little, but we have some fine people here that I'm sure can tell me something. He kind of winks towards the elves.
I'm just gonna cross my arms, look at him like I'm bored, like I'm just following them. Don't look at me.
She's only really happy when she's killing things.
You're a bit too familiar with us, Mage. Why is that?
More of a curiosity, to be honest with you. The last time some of the Elf Baron entered our fine town, interesting things happened. I learnt a lot, and well, the fact that I was called out here to assess the danger made it a lot easier for our interaction. Normally I would let you, well, your friend here and the little Missy here find me on their own. But well, circumstances were different this time.
I'm just gonna still looking like a little annoyed. Yes, I heard about those elves. I'm sorry, son. Enough that thinks he's a dwarf. Disgraceful.
Oh, I wasn't really speaking of him. The mage was far more interesting than that one. He was just a fighter. There's what? He swung an axe and held a shield. Not really much for me to talk about. Now the other one was a promising mage. I learnt a lot from her.
Still an eyebrow raised. So you're telling me that us fighters that have no magic aptitude are just boring?
Well, to me, yes.
Ragnar laughs at that as well.
Livia grins and nudges Aurelia slightly.
Fine. You keep up the conversation. These elves are probably no kin to ours.
So, you're the town's mage, I take it. The only one here, or?
Well, yes. Yes, I am the only mage in Siegfriedhof.
Perception.
Sure.
I smell bullshit.
You get a plus 20.
Sure. Shadow wizards are honest folk.
Is he a shadow wizard?
How on earth is my perception better than your Scala? It's an intelligence-based thing.
Oh yeah, where's my
I know,
perception?
but
Yeah,
Carlin
he's-
didn't roll that great in intelligence.
He's clearly lying about being the only magic user. Now, for the mages around here, there is a priest here. You know, he could be taking the piss.
Discounting the devoted.
Well, I am the only official mage in Siegfriedhof, but I could not tell you if there's anyone else. He smiles. He's got this, long bit. He's got a very kind face.
Could not or don't want to.
I'm just going to look at Livia and say, so I do believe he's just being coy because of the little Missy here. Because
Stop
he should
calling me that.
he should probably know that she knows that, gods is just magic now. I'm going to look at Kala and smile.
I swear to God, I will shank you.
Well,
I
let me
don't
put
know.
There
There could
it to
be
you
more
this
magic
way.
users. I
Look,
mean,
I've been dealing with her ever since we left Nome. It's getting on nerves.
Hey, you shouldn't say that to your elders, my dear child. We've been keeping care of you since a church way back in the day.
Ragnar, hold me, or I swear to more, I will send her to the garden myself.
I just hoist you up by your hip.
Hey,
I'm
it's a
just going
figure
to
of speech.
I'm just going to laugh and say, should you really be uttering the words more, my dear? I'm going to smile.
I don't think it's such a good idea.
Boss Mike.
Come now. Place the girl down. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't hoist women up like that. And do.
Especially armed ones.
She asked me to. There was consent.
All right,
So-
she's still a
just
kid.
drop her.
That's illegal in some places.
What I want to know, mate.
I saw if there wasn't Olivia between us.
What I want to know, Mage, is how you know the arcane language of my ancestors.
Because one of my very good friends taught it to me. Basically. The town's blacksmith. Master blacksmith.
I think I can't put two and two together here, because there's not many people that know runic or arcane dwarf go.
The
Is his
runesmith
name-
who lived in
But
the.
I was about to say, is his name Hedwig Kalsheim?
No.
No?
Hagrin Steelweaver. Of Clan
Ah.
Steelweaver.
I had news that there was a runesmith here, but clearly I was given the wrong name.
Yes, no, he's lived here for quite some time, actually. I couldn't tell you exactly when he turned up. Lead an expedition into Mordheim and back again and in again, and set up a blacksmith here to repair armor and equipment and recover, and then back in, and then back here and stayed. Stayed quite a while. I think he was here 30 years or more. And then he left with the expedition, and the war band, and so on.
Sounds like a man on a mission.
I can only hope I run into him when we head out that way.
He's a difficult one to kill, as far as I can put it. So I'm sure he's still at the Black Pit, I believe it was.
Difficult to kill is a trait most of us dwarves share.
Oh, is it now? Is it? Yeah. His companions didn't seem to fare so well. I think it's more of he's unkillable.
Well, sometimes our lives are but a dice roll in the ancestor god's eyes.
You sound like you'd like the priest they have with them. She's all about dice and luck and so on. Quite annoying. Quite disturbing.
I don't mean your measly human gods, but the ancestor spirits.
Wow.
Jesus.
I swear. First you start speaking Elvish, now you criticize her. Are you turning into an elf?
I'm a dwarf that thinks he's an elf.
Is your
I'm
beard
just going to start laughing.
It's only a matter of time until his beard falls off. His ears grow pointy.
You need to lay off the green stuff.
What
Green stuff?
green stuff?
Oh, hello, buttonweed. Did you see the halflings as well? Oh, it's quite good, isn't it? Takes out a pipe, seeing as he thinks you guys know about it. Says, yes, well, yeah, I don't mind if I do.
mean, I'm pretty sure we had some unknown. I'm pretty sure they offered us weed at some point.
Not surprising. It's one of the Moot's finest resources, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't care for leather, so or pies.
Probably also the only one, so.
I mean, have you ever tasted a halfling baked pie?
Why would you put halflings in a pie?
That's not what I.
One they didn't eat themselves.
I mean, say what you will for the Mootlinders, but the other warband had an amusing halfling with them, and well, I've heard that the Moot's food is rather good, but I personally don't trust the pies that the local halflings sell.
God damn it. I'm just gonna look at Blackhead, and we're still gonna make the joke, damn it. I'm gonna look at Blackhead and look at the mage. Well, we also have an amusing halfling.
I mean, he doesn't cook pies, but he thinks he's a dwarf.
You get a jab. You get a jab in your side.
I can't do the accent.
Thinking you're a dwarf seems to be a common affliction around these parts, come to think of it.
A very loud, heavy sigh comes from a person next to you, who technically not there, but I will put his token there. Of course, he is there.
Just a heads up, I actually think Elby said something last night about not being able to make it to the session, or will be late to the session.
Oh, did he now?
I think so. It just came to
Oh,
memory
okay.
there just when we brought him up, so we were too busy.
fair enough.
I was too busy laughing at character creation.
I couldn't remember. I can't remember him saying anything. So.
So, do you have, like, a shop? Or...
Oh, well, yes. No, let's not ruin the magic. Wait right there and look for it, or look for me, in a moment or two. So he. So I was actually trying to find his character sheet, but at the moment I can't find it. He gets up from the fountain, brushes himself off, and he walks over to this house here, steps inside, opening the door first, of course, and shuts the door.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow and go like, oh, would you look at that? Carla actually made him leave. I'm surprised.
Later. I'll catch you in a bit.
So,
I have.
can the mages and magic users give me a magical sense, please?
You say mages and magic users, but not all magic users can use magic sense.
Oh, Larry. Oh,
You don't
goodbye,
count.
bye.
Wow!
I am lucky charming it.
Oh boy. I'm not gonna do it because I'm not anywhere near you guys.
Better. Oh, fuck.
Wow!
By one.
Jesus.
Wow.
Cord
Roll
perils.
sacrifice.
Roll
So
I
essentially,
just finished watching a battle rep with world leaders in it too, so.
No.
so
But for
essentially,
some,
Carla comes over here and down here and looks at the door, whereas Livia comes over here, round here, and over here and looks at a door. And for some strange reason, you both feel as if this is the entrance to the house, or that you can feel Belisarius's magical sense coming from behind the door. You kind of look at the door, like, but he went through that one, pointing up the road or down the road.
You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna knock and enter.
So as you knock and enter, Carla, you open a door and Belisarius is there waving. Oh, hello. Come on in.
Interesting trick.
I'm gonna.
What?
Fuck.
What school Who is that even from?
I'm just gonna follow Livia because I don't trust the kid as much as I trust my own kin.
Yeah, I gotta follow Olivia as well. She's proven to be quite a good magic user, unlike some.
Hey!
I'm
I'll
here
just
to
open the door as well.
lightning bolts left, right, and center.
So,
Stealing
Livia,
kills.
as you open the door, you see Belisarius Balthazar waving at you. Hello, she's just come in. I've just put the kettle on. I don't have an apprentice at the moment, so I needed a minute. Tea? Anyone? Puffing his pipe.
Sure.
I'm just going to raise an eyebrow, lean a little bit close to Ragnar and say, have I ever told you sometimes magic is kind of spooky to me?
So as you all enter and both doors shut, they shut at the same time, and you hear the sound of two doors shutting at the same time before the room seems to come together, and you're all stood, and you look back and it looks like you've all come through the same door frame, through the same door. Oh, but Carla didn't come in with us, but she's now stood.
Don't think about it too hard. You'll go insane.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Ah, yes, it has been
so
my
freaky.
my greatest work to create this place. Well, this place exists, but to have the illusion of entrance and exiting through different doors.
Huh.
You're from the lore of shadows, then, I take it?
I prefer to leave my specialty to myself, my dear.
That's exactly what a shadow wizard would say.
It is
Livia nods.
for each of us to know our other's element, as it were, gives you power over them. Although some like to show it, Lord of Metal, for example. It is a bit difficult to hide a gold or silver appendage. And of course, fire mages are particularly easy to pick out. Along with, your eyes, my dear, do kind of give you away.
That's recent. Wait, what? Carl, just look at the first reflective surface, because she actually hasn't noticed until now.
Yes, it's not
When
all
did
of
that
us like to display our, especially where I live. The townsfolk here have a distinct distrust of magic. So them not knowing what element I am, it gives me more freedom.
It must have happened in the woods. Yeah. Well, I can't exactly hide that. Unless I wear a blindfold, but then I can't see.
So I was just gonna monitor her. So perhaps you should try it, kid.
But yes, for you magic users, this is my shop. I have a number of magical ingredients. Unfortunately, magical items are just a thing I do not possess. But if you should need ingredients for any spells that you know of, and you are aware of the costs, then I should be able to provide. For the most part, some items are. If you don't ask where they come from, then I could probably provide, but start asking too many questions and, well, it's like flaying a dead orc. It's pointless. I won't tell you.
If you ever need help with that task,
Well, sadly, I still have murderer's eyeballs. So they're the easiest one for adventurers to claim, but I was
Aren't
restocked
they-
not long ago. So yeah.
Don't they spoil fairly easily?
No, you put them in oil. Put them in oil and they preserve nicely.
I see.
But yes, I have plenty of guano. I have plenty of amethysts
I'm
and
sorry,
and
what?
other ingredients that could be used. Guano. The
What the
droppings
hell would
from
you use that for?
an ingredient.
Holy shit! Wait, what did he have?
Guano. He's got shit.
No, not before
literally.
that. Before that.
The amethysts.
No, before that one.
Murderous eyes, I think you said.
Yeah.
And flayed orc skin.
I think that was just a metaphor.
Yeah, rather than
No.
flaying a dead horse or flogging a dead horse, he was like, yeah,
Playing a dead orc. Yeah.
yeah, you're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to get you anything, you know.
God damn it! I don't know this because I went for a walk.
Damn it. Just my luck you wouldn't have magical items.
There are some I can provide. I have toadstones and the like, but anything extremely rare, I'm afraid I just don't have.
I mean, the leaflet's not very specific as to what sort of magic items.
Leaflet?
It's just a little leaflet from the advancements in the schools of magic. It says to apply for master in wizardry, I need 2 magical items, unspecified. It does specify that I can just cast magic weapon on 2 swords and call it that. I think they figured it out.
I don't know. Is this some human mage thing?
It's college requirements. It's
Master
I
Dwarf,
just
you
have-
should be well aware of the ingredients to go into your specialty. There's no different than ours. Although I will admit, your kin was highly amused when he heard that I'd sent the unknown out, or the unnamed, whatever they called themselves in the end, to acquire the guano from the cave. He found it most amusing. We did chuckle. So, for anyone who wants to buy magical ingredients, this is the place where you can buy it. Essentially, you can find your way back here now that you know. You sit down with Belisarius and you have a cup of tea if you want one, and he'll just tell you a little bit, you know, I have these ingredients. But if you want to go away and come back, you can. However, for now, the camera moves away from this group, and as one of our members goes for a walk around town, you get to where you were told the infiltration happened, the slums, Casper, and people are closing doors to you. As you come onto a street corner, you look up and you can see children running inside and parents pulling their children in and closing the door. No one appears to want to greet the new stranger in town. But as you look over the battlements and you look around the defences in the slum area, you can see that it's all standing strong. There doesn't seem to be any damage here. You do see damaged slum buildings, however, and they have yet to be repaired. Great gashes, like you can see where this was clearly claws on a hand that have put great strikes onto the wood. And you can see what would now be rust-coloured stains that have splattered up onto the woodwork around buildings where these claw marks are, or were near.
Yeah, not exactly rust. I can guess.
Yeah. However, as you come to an area that is slightly nicer, still the slums, you look around, and where this part of the slums is, it connects to like the merchants area, the traders quarter. From your time in Nullen, you get the tingle up your spine of, is there a brothel around here? This would be the place. You look round the corner and you can see there are a couple of girls who are now walking into buildings. Like, the way that they're dressed just gives you that idea that they're working during the day, but they were working until you appeared. Kind of odd. Can you roll me perception, please? Would she get... Actually, you might have negatives. Let me just double check. Where is... Oh god, she's... No, I've gotten out so many character sheets, but not the one... Yeah, no, not the ones that I wanted. So, can you please come forth? You are whispered. Good. And so I want silent move. Yes.
Will be shadowing.
Oh bollocks! Yeah, there is shadowing in this game, isn't there? Hang on. Where is it?
I mean,
yes, it is. It's an advanced skill.
It is indeed. It is indeed. I will get her to roll it again. Okay, cool. So, can you roll your perception with a minus 50?
50, okay.
Yeah, 50.
Nope.
As you're looking down the street and you go to walk towards where the prostitutes came from, a voice comes from behind you. You will keep moving. Do not turn around. We will go for a stroll. Yeah? And you can tell me about yourself and why you set off my alarm. Casper, there is a female behind you. She has she's meant to have a just gorgeously seductive voice and tone to her voice. And the way that she speaks is very particular to seduce.
Oh. I figured someone was following. Didn't know who, nor did I know how close you were.
Oh, I have been following you since you entered. Oh, broke my barrier. Although you did not set it off exactly, which is most curious.
I've stopped moving at this point, haven't I?
No, she said to carry on walking up the road. So you're kind of just carrying on your stroll.
I'll slow the pace just slightly and just, yes. I felt it before I broke it, you could say. Or as you say.
No, you did not break it. But it was very interesting. You should have died. If you were an undead, if you were a powerful vampire, you would have been in pain, yeah, but you would have set off the alarm properly.
Well, vampires do seem to be a tenacious bunch. But I don't see how a simple trick nor charm could kill it so easily.
That was not a trick or a charm.
Well, unfortunately, it felt like that. I figure you can't feel the effect yourself when you pass it, do you?
I do not pass through the barrier. I do not leave this town. I live here. I protect it, in a way, at the very least.
Very well. How good was your barrier against the recent attack, may I ask?
So, her tone changes as you bring up the recent attack. My barrier was broken. Someone figured out how to get through it. Thus, I did not know that they were here. And that led to a very uncomfortable situation for me. But with some help from a very trusting friend, I was able to continue living here. And the priest of Mor does not know that I am here. Although Caligor does.
Can I determine her accent?
You were a wanderer, weren't you?
I do have the well-wandered, seasoned traveler.
Seasoned traveler. Give me intelligence check. Just
With the plus
flat.
10 from seasoned traveler?
Yeah, it'd be flat bonuses from me, but you get the plus 10 for seasoned traveler.
Okay. There we go.
Sylvain. Sylvain, however, there is a definite twang of an accent that's being not so much covered up, but forgotten. Like, you know, when you live in a country for so long, you speak a language for so long, that your birth country is, the accent's all pretty much gone. You get that sense with some of her words, as you've met a true Slovenian before, considering you got 5 degrees of success.
Sorry, just 2 seconds. There we go. Well, I'm pretty sure a city that worships Mor so closely doesn't really take kindly to those from Slovenia.
The people here are very trusting once you live here as long as I have.
And that's why the priest hasn't met you?
Oh, I have done everything in my power to avoid the priest at every opportunity.
So what are you, hunter or...
Well, my dear,
You're not a follower of,
can you give me a perception test with a -40?
-40. Okay. Oof.
There's a slicing pain across your neck, like a nick from shaving. You know that blood has been drawn, for you feel a warm sensation for just a moment as a pressure on your neck goes up. Well, huh. You will come with me this way. You turn around, or you grab hold of your neck and like, what the fuck? You see a beautiful woman walk past you. She has an umbrella at her shoulder, and she is sucking on her finger.
I let a small laugh, give her a small bow, and I'm sorry, but I don't believe I am.
That was non-negotiable. You will come with me, and we will chat about what you are. And maybe I will tell you about my bloodline. Do you understand? As she smiles, you can see that one of her canines have elongated.
Very well.
So, you walk with her for a few moments. She is taking the lead now. She is pulling ahead of you ever so slightly. She can still see you in her peripheral vision. She spins her umbrella as she walks, and she is in a fine harlot's dress, basically.
I look at the ass.
And as she makes her way, you see that, well, if I would put a brothel here, this would definitely be Prostitute Alley. Oh, look, she's going down Prostitute Alley.
Oh, yeah.
And as you walk with her, you would notice that a number of doors creak open. There are pale and some not so pale faces looking through the windows at you and her as you make your way down. She leads you into a pretty scabby looking area, and you enter a house. Once the door opens, there is a man there who looks as if he has been through a number of wars. He has a lot of scars on him, but he greets his mistress with absolute delight. My mistress, welcome home. Did you find the problem? Yes, I found him. We will have a chat. Make sure no one enters, please. Very well, my mistress. He doesn't quite look you in the eye, Casper, as you walk in. He kind of quickly glances at your eye and then back down to like your neck, chest area, before shutting the door quickly. You'd notice once you're on the inside, however, that shabby shack door is reinforced from the inside. There seems to be another door on the attached to this shabby one that he locks in place with a very thick piece of wood and braces on the door. You are led into this small shack where the thrall quickly goes round and opens up a secret passage that leads you down. You go down into essentially a catacomb. Now, there is a map for this, but I don't know where it is. You're led you're led into essentially what was once a catacomb for an old family of Siegfriedhof before the city changed completely, and now it's been refitted into a lovely apartment. She goes over, and a few torches, oil lamps light up, and she goes and sits by a table and gestures for you to sit down as well.
Okay. Give her a curt bow and take a seat. I am still polite, although I'm a cunt.
You've never given the blood kiss, were you?
Not in the ways of, well, not in the way I've read in old story tales or a few light reading materials. From what I can remember from my previous meeting with a vampire, nor do they know what I am.
So, you are from a... This is difficult to explain. Vampires come from magic, a book, a number of books. They have the secrets. For most, the only way to be turned into a true vampire is through the blood kiss. For those who are old enough, there was once a potion, and this potion could turn one into a vampire. These are the oldest of our kin. Well, not yours. She smiles at that. You are not a vampire. You are a curse. Or what is inhabiting you is a curse. It was made by a mage very long ago. He was ancient back then. If he is still alive now, he is very well the oldest being, except from the Tomb Kings, perhaps? People you do not know. The Nekakarans. That doesn't sound right in that accent.
Yeah, I have a puzzled look on my face. What? What?
They are from a land long dead, but they a story for another time. This mage, he did a number of very interesting things. There are books, damnable books, that speak of what he did and has done. One of the stories say that he created a cursed form. This cursed form was rumored to be a way to... a way to live forever. A way to acquire power. And a way to manipulate the world lines. Or the ley lines. With this curse, one could manipulate, change the very nature of the way that magic would flow. There are many who have searched for it, but I have never heard of its existing. But what I tasted in your blood, it is not normal. Your very essence is being changed. But what this means, I do not know. It was a very long time ago that I walked with my own kin. It was a very long time after that I heard these tales. This is all before Sigma walked the land. To put it into some concepts for you.
This curse must be older than I thought, then. Okay.
There was one last thing I can tell you. It was rumored that the elves were working on a way to destroy this wizard, this curse, as they thought it would destroy their forest and their very nature of the magic. But that was so long ago, and it never happened. As far as I'm aware, the world has continued to exist.
I take a look around. Seems like it. At the very least. Unless this is all a dream, of course. Although you wouldn't be wearing as many clothes if this was.
But there is something else in you. I can sense it. I would tread very carefully if I were you. You still have your soul. Unless you want to accept the blood kiss for real. I don't know how it would affect you, though.
I'm not honestly sure right now. This has all been rather difficult. Put it like that. I've been called a struggler by, well, I guess it's a name. And yes, I believe that still carries over to now, as your offer is just it makes me struggle with the idea more.
She actually begins to have a little laugh when you say that you were called the struggler. That is the story. The legend is called the struggler who dances with the prince in light.
Prince in light?
The mage. He was known as the dancing prince, who's bathed in light.
The unwanted Prince of Solent. Yes,
But the legend may be wrong. The story may have changed.
Oh no. I've been asked to kill the dancing prince.
By whom?
Forgive me. Some things are best kept for the safety of those who do not know and those who do.
Very well. I will not push the subject, but I have a fairly good judge of you. You don't seem to be someone who is going to kill the people that I protect, so you may go freely if you wish. My questions are answered for the most part. Unless there is anything that you want to know about me.
Well, you spoke of your bloodline. Can you tell me a little more about these bloodlines? Well, I can very clearly tell I don't have one myself, so I'm a little curious.
Okay, so I can't keep that accent up for every part. She is a female vampire.
Yes,
The,
La Hermines.
Yes, La Hermines. She would tell you about all the other bloodlines because she's old enough to know about the other bloodlines. She will essentially give you the lore on vampires, where they came from, their beginnings. She kind of knows it all.
Okay. Do you mind if I sit and talk with her for
No,
a while, just talking about that stuff?
By all
Jump
means.
back with Leo, guys, while I go take a leak.
Yep, no worries. You are spending time with Astrid Fairbrook, a vampire of Siegfriedhof. Who knew? So, as we go back, wasn't one of you going to the... No. Okay, we've divided the party enough for now. So, as your group leaves the Mage's building, if you wanted to buy anything from out of the book, you can. That is completely acceptable.
What are the prices for magical ingredients? I can't find them.
It will tell you on the spell. It will tell you this spell's ingredient is an amethyst worth 75 gold. This spell is a load of rings from mail. It won't tell you a price, or it will tell you a price for a coffin from a nail from a coffin, 2 copper pieces. That's basically where you'll find it. Just if you couldn't find those things before and you didn't know how to get them, this is where you get them from. But you could.
Yeah, that... I know now. Thank you very much. I just need to find the spell.
I might need to buy a few things.
Yeah, by all means, you can do that. You can do that out of character because you don't need to do it here, and you need to check through all your spells to do it. So for as long as you're in Siegfriedhof, you'll have access to this. But for now, you buy your goods and you say your goodbyes. And as you leave through the door that he entered from. Again, you look around and you're like, what the fuck is going on? But you just accept it. Where would you all choose to go after leaving the Mage's place? Do you want to go back to the boat or to the pub?
There's things I need to do, and the pub seems like the place to start.
Sure. Kazina, you have gone really, really quiet. Like
There,
super
sorry,
quiet.
Mike was up.
Ah. No worries.
I'm gonna look left, right. I'm not gonna see any dragons around, then I'm gonna stop and think, oh wait, I can't do that anymore. Yeah, let's go to the pub.
Alcohol sounds like a good solution.
Okay, so I do not have a Humperdinck, and I do not have a David. Come along, Humperdinck, and come along, David, as you are all brought over to, and I hope I got rid of the other PCs, the Wolf's Head Inn. As you walk through the door, you can hear Humperdinck talking to himself. Why is it all black? Is it all
I was
hidden?
about to say, am I zoomed in too much, or?
The lights
Oh,
are
okay.
off.
It is all hidden for some odd reason. I will
Hands.
reveal it.
Hands.
So
I
you
don't think
all
it's in the
walk
hands in this
through.
case, it's, you have to raise the brightness.
Zoom. Zoom.
I
Look,
have
I'm
got a
not
lot of
using that
NPCs in the
gamma cheat.
corners. They'll come through in a minute.
There you are.
Any moment. Wow, the soon recruit. There we go. Jesus, that's on such a delay for you.
I mean, the Bloody Rain is still here, but I think they're supposed to be here.
Yes, they are. There is a group of well-armed individuals, kind of slumped over tables with lots of. Well, by now the kegs, tankards are being cleaned up from around them. They are snoring and sleeping.
Important question. Was the door whole when we entered, or was
Yes.
it kicked in?
No, it was whole this time.
Aww.
Why is there a small child?
The small child, that's the child of the barman who owns this property.
That's
That is
the
a
daughter of
very
the barman.
small child.
Yeah, she is. She's a tiny little child. Tiny little child.
I wonder how far I could punt her.
Keep her away from Aurelia.
Oh wait.
And Ragnar in this case.
You do realize I'm the one that's supposed to be that kind of evil, right?
That's fine.
I don't remember her.
No, it's okay. Neither do I. Hang on, it'll be under like shop owners.
I know the name of the barman and his wife, which is Gottfried and Beatrice. I think I have the daughter on my notes. Give me a second.
It's definitely Beatrix. And I can't read his name, to be honest with you. Orid?
Oh, Iger.
I just got
Oh no,
the
it's Gottfried. It's Gottfried. It's Beatrix and Gottfried. And
the other one. I don't. It's in my notes. The Sarah kept a very tidy journal. Unlike,
Sosie?
you know,
Susie?
Susie?
Oh, Susie. Yeah, it's Susie. Yeah, Susie. Susie. Yeah.
was it Susie?
Yeah, Susie. Yeah, I'm reading the. I can't even read my own notes. So, this is from a year ago, 2 years ago. Who knows? So yeah, she's in there. So, as you all enter, you can see that Humperdinck is over at the bar, doing business with the barman, and you'd see dear old what's his name? David Wise, aka Mario Jenkins.
I forgot her fucking name. I think it's also on my notes, but it's a very extensive.
Which one?
General.
Susie? You got
No. Her.
Oh, her from the Bloody Rain. I think she's Remy.
Yeah.
I think her name's Remy. She's Remy from Black Lagoon.
Ah.
I think she has a
do
character
have-
sheet. I need to find the warbands though. But yeah, you can hear Humperdinck talking to the barman, and the barman seems quite happy negotiating with Humperdinck, and the barman seems to be in a very smooth, glorious Welsh accent that I can't do. sadly. I will butcher it in a minute, but he seems to be talking about renting out a suite. Ah, yes, I would like the finest royal suite for myself, and then I have a warband, and I also have some crew on the ship. But if we could just get supplies sent to them, hot meals and such, that would be most acceptable. I have more than enough gold. He places a large coin purse on the. You can hear the thud and jingle as it lands. Oh well, I'll do the best that I can. We'll get you all set up, and we'll get some lovely warm grub in you. And I'm sure you'll love our local ales. Ah, well, yes. The war band of the Sky Beast Slayers. Here's our token. If anyone should come in, the boy there has a banner. Do you mind if he holds it up and waves it at times? Gottfried looks a little bit like. Okay.
Well,
as long as he doesn't stab anyone, I don't see any problem with it. Ah, marvelous.
Don't worry, the boy is harmless.
As soon as I enter the tavern and see this happening, I'm just gonna facepalm and move towards the barmaid or barman.
You know, he can't decide if the Slayer's part should be before or after Sky Beast. He keeps changing his mind.
I thought we were the Slayers of the Sky Beast, but
Well,
It's
apparently
something.
now we're the warband of the Sky Beast Slayers. He really can't make up his mind.
it's something. What did you expect?
Excuse me, barkeep, I have a question. Do Rigers still live in town? You know, the carpenters?
Well, yes, they do. Don't I recognize
Still-
you from somewhere? Aren't you?
Still where they used to?
Yeah, they're still there.
Good.
I'm sorry, are you related? I don't recall them having a younger daughter.
It's been a while.
I'm just gonna look at Carla. It's like she hasn't aged in a long while, isn't it?
Shut up, you.
Right, well, look, if you are related, if you're related, I should tell you they've had some misfortune. It seems their son was possessed.
Excuse me?
They
What do you mean possessed?
the gossip was that he was working on doing work, carpentry, and he began to act weirdly, shaking all over, talking real gibberish, and the people there quickly got him to someone who could excise the evil, and well, he's not been the same since.
Right, that's my. As if things weren't hard enough to explain already. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna look
And
at-
I'm just gonna leave him a silver shilling and leave.
Sure. You leave quickly,
I'm just
making
saying-
your way to your family home.
That's the plan.
I'm going to look at.
I see Aurelia glancing after me, and I'm like, no,
I'm just going to.
I need to do this alone.
Well, if you need my help, I'll be here.
And this is where the camera follows Carla as she runs as quickly as she can after
Well, maybe not
leaving.
run, but like a brisk pace, like.
After leaving the Wolf's Head Inn, once out of eye shot from the others, her pace increases. A dooming feeling comes over her. As she goes down the street, she remembers as a child to her family's quaint little home. Nothing special, nothing incredible this, but it's where she grew up. And as she comes to the door that, wow, she hasn't grown. The view's still the same since you left, unfortunately, because of your change. This is a regrettable circumstance, but you knock on the door all the same. The sound of your mother's voice can be heard. 1 minute, one minute, please. Will you just, please, love? You can hear murmurings coming from in the door, and then the sound of something being knocked over and splashing water and more. The door opens. Yes, can I help you? Carla?
Hello, Mother.
How many years has it been, Carla?
Let me just do quick mental math. Because probably like 4 years.
So you were 15 when you left, and when you returned, you are not changed at all. By more? What? My darling. She comes in quickly and hugs you round your neck, and her tight is strong, and you can feel her breathing increase. I'm so happy you're home. I can't believe. Praise more that you've come home safe.
It's a long story.
A clattering can be heard from inside,
It's
and
good to be back.
something falls over. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, my dear. Come in. You're home. Make yourself. I need to. 1 moment. She rushes into the back room and you can hear her. Oh, why again? I thought you meant to be better. And she starts tidying up. You can hear pots and pans being moved and things getting moved, placed on tables. And then just a murmur, just a This,
I definitely investigate the sound.
going from inside and hearing
Actually,
the
out
noises.
of character question first, would I be aware that this manifestation happened, or
You know something fucked up. You're
Okay.
aware something fucked up, but you don't know what.
Oh
so
my
I might not
God.
necessarily suspect this is my fault.
This is true. This is true. As you walk through your quaint ancestral home, it's not far until you get to the bedroom that you and your brothers and
I'm
sisters
also
share.
still geared.
You
I'm
are.
still fully geared, by the way.
You are fully equipped. You step through the doorway and you can see your brother in bed, drool coming down the side of his mouth, a blank stare in his eyes, big bruises around his eye sockets and nasal region. And he just sways, sat upright, his arms just twitching and elbow jutting out, and you can see it clearly. He's knocked things over, and your mum is putting things away. Oh, Carla, you shouldn't see him like this. He's...
What happened to him?
I don't know. They said at work he got possessed. That the evil tried to come back into our town, and they said they rushed him to get help. Someone said it was a new type of exorcism, and he would be fine. And they drove a spike into his eye, and
What?
and he, well, it. Your mother can't quite bring herself to explain, but after hearing that and looking over at your brother, and his eyes are still there, but you can see that there are deep wounds in his eye socket region, and the bruising and swelling seems to be associated with that area on both sides of his face. It didn't happen that long ago. Maybe 15 days or 20, or I've lost count since, but come now, this is no way for us to have a reunion. He'll be fine. He's getting better, after all. She seems to be holding back tears, and you can hear that shaking, shuddering in her voice.
Should probably know that I probably won't be staying long.
What's happened to your eyes? And
It's a good question.
why do you still look 15?
You're gonna hate me for what I'm about to say.
Hang on. What? She kind of like dries her eyes a bit and looks back and actually sees you how you are. Not just the fact that you have gained a few years back, but your dress,
And
how well
creepy
equipped you
glowing
are.
eyes.
Freaky glowing eyes as well, but what? You've changed so much, and yet come, dear, we should talk then. Tell me what's happened. The door shuts on your where you used to sleep as a child, where your brother is now, and you go over to a small table that you have in the kitchen, sit down with your mum, as perhaps she puts on a pot of hot water and maybe some tea from somewhere, and you can regale her with what has happened to you in the last 4 to 5 years.
Well, it all feels like it started to fall apart when we reached Nuln. And this is probably where the scene cuts.
Pretty much, as you can spend as long...
Obviously not telling her about the Skaven or the Potion of Youth, being as skimpy on the details as humanly possible.
So essentially, you can basically tell her that this is part of your magic, that you gain some years, or you look different now.
Gently trying to break to her that I'm a licensed mage now.
I'm going to give you an automatic success on your deceive for telling your mum about how you've, gained some years.
And
Because she's your mum.
probably not mentioning my stint as in Seminar of More.
Sure.
Shouldn't it be harder to lie to your mum because it's your mum?
Well,
I
it's
shouldn't, but
it's been
same
4 years since she's seen you. The family's already gone through a tragedy. As far as I'm aware, you were not a wealthy family, so you're coming back in
No, we were,
new
like-
clothes. Remember, people who aren't wealthy in the old world would still buy second-hand clothes, would still have clothes that are all stitched together, and you've come back in new clothes, shining equipment, and you are a well-to-do person now. That can't be overlooked. Yes, you've changed, but with the fact of what's happened to your brother, what's happened to Siegfriedhof, all the people who have died, she's happy that you're home and alive. She'll easily accept the the lies or the things that you don't have to tell her, essentially. She'll beam with pride at hearing that you're a member of a warband, because a warband saved Siegfriedhof. 2 warbands saved Siegfriedhof. So, you know, she can
2
see...
warbands and a cannon.
Yes, and a cannon. There's a lot of pride in her for what you've achieved, where you've come from. So you'll easily be able to pass up, because again, she has no knowledge of magic, so you tell her that and she's like, okay, cool, and that's why your eyes glow, and okay, this makes sense, and that's why you've got a pointy hat now. Okay, it's all coming together.
I don't have a pointy hat. That's Belisarius. No, Belisarius. Yeah, that's Belisarius. I don't have a hat.
But it explains things, so sure, you can do that. So, we zoom back, as for the rest of the warband who are in the tavern, you see your new wizard speedily walk out the door, and then speedy-doo down the road. As the rest of you are in the tavern, you can see that some of the warband members are stirring. And as they do, they seem to literally just roll their heads over and, oh, thanks. Me too. One of them holds their arm up, and he has a prosthetic arm that has a crossbow attached to it.
I'm going to be glancing at this group because they seem interesting. And I would have asked for the barman for a private room that, you know, the good Lord Humperdinck will be paying for it, of course.
So there is one... No, there's a couple of rooms that you could use. Essentially, Damatus's group have taken the bedroom with 5 beds. They're all sharing a room because they're... Well, it was a long time ago when they got paid, and they've been doing a lot of partying since then. Whereas you guys can basically choose whichever rooms you want, except from the biggest and nicest, because that's Humperdinck's. So sure, you can have a private room if you so wish, and it looks like Humperdinck is just gonna like accept this. As the barman like goes through the coins, like counting them out, and there's a bit of a puzzled look on his face as he's like, he's paid me how much? Okay. You want a private... Sure. Yeah, private room for you. There's a key.
Humperdinck just splashing his cash around.
I do believe this is our table, so I'm just going to grab a cup of ale onto the table. Probably usher Ragnar over. No, chit-chat with Ragnar. And every now and then I keep looking at this group because, again, they look like they have a massive hangover. But they look like they are very well on. And again, they look intriguing to me for some reason.
Currently, the 2 that are awake are the 2 armsmen, essentially the bowman and the fighter. The other 2 seem to be still snoring. But they do order 2 drinks to be brought for the other 2, and you do hear them refer to them as Damatus and Remy.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take note of that. Did we hear that the name of the leader of the warband that helped save the city?
Yes, Caligo said it when you were in the barracks.
I'll just nudge Ragnar and say, look at that, Ragnar. Apparently, that's the group that saved the city. Oh, one of them. Cock my head to one side, cut to the other. Just look like humans to me.
I can't see it. But then again, they apparently had an elf that thought they were a dwarf helping out as well. So there are a lot of things I can't see.
I see no elves over there. If there's anyone claiming to be an elf there, I would believe them. It's probably a fool.
I thought the elf was in the other group that helped save the city.
Might be. I honestly don't know. I spaced out a little bit.
Maybe we should ask them for the name.
You hear a large belch come from the male, and an annoyed "You fucking pig" come from the female. She kicks him off of his chair. This is shortly after the two drinks were placed down next to him. The large armoured male topples to the floor with a loud clang. The barman looks over and, "Hey Remy, be careful with my furniture. It's not free, you know." Yeah. Fuck my head. Hey, get me some breakfast, would ya? And him. He's still asleep, by the way. He's hit the floor and is still unconscious. And off the bar wench goes, grabs breakfast, just like a speedy Gonzales she is. Before breakfast is brought over to them, she kind of looks at the large armoured individual who's sprawled across the floor, and you hear her just like, "What do I do with him? Get me a tankard of water, would you?" A tankard of water is brought over, and as soon as it touches the large armoured woman's gauntlet, she takes it and throws it onto his face. "Hey Remy, are you going to clean that up?" "I'll pay for it." The water fills the giant's mouth, and he doesn't wake up, but there's a slow before a massive belch comes out. "Where's breakfast? What the fuck's going on?"
Maybe that's how we should deal with Blackhand next time he tries to win a drinking contest.
Pretty sure.
I'm sure he'd drown.
Probably a bad idea to just leave him under the table like we usually do. It's safer for him that way.
Safer, but less fun.
Well, I just witnessed an attempted murder, so I don't think we should murder Blackhand.
They both down their ales before asking for another 4.
I'm gonna look at her. I'm willing to bet the lady, Remy, I think they said what her name was, is going to last longer than the other man.
You would then see the man with the prosthetic arm, with the crossbow attached. He turns to the leader, who's just got off the floor, and, "Oi, Damatus, funds are running low. But we could really do with some more work, you know. It's been fun and all, but my sides are starting to hurt." "I fucking know, I know. Well, we'll just have to go into the blasted city then, won't we? Maybe we can catch up with that other lot." "Do we fucking have to? Some of them were fucking right weirdos."
Praises my bro.
Well, look, they fought all right, didn't they? They didn't get in our way. We made some coin. What's the harm? "Yeah, but that priest is creepy." "You don't go near her. Simple. We'll head up in a couple of days." "Damatus, the walk chest is empty. We need to move today. Well, it's today." "Fuck. you can see that the female starts taking a small concealed coin purse from her person, hands it over to the barmaid, and the drinks and food and everything else starts picking up pace.
Well, they're loud enough to. They might be going towards Mordheim. Might be a good idea to introduce ourselves. Wouldn't you say, Humperdinck? And I'll get Humperdinck then at Ragnar. Might be a fun bunch.
Really? They look like a bunch of blackguards to me. Do any of them hear that? There is some talking, so I'll give them some negatives.
Damn if this rolls in that one. The fuck did you just say about me?
No, none of them heard. They're already being extremely loud and like burping, farting, starting to fight a little bit, chucking food around. You get an eye, like when you look round at the barman, he's just got his hands, his arms crossed, just like looking at them like, "You're wearing my patience out, boys." It's like 10 in the morning and you're already wearing my patience out. But if you wish to pry, Aurelia, then you can.
Well, you see, Humperdinck, although I did not show this to the mage, I do wish to learn more about these people, because if they are currently situated in the Black Pit, which is outside Mordheim, it might be a good idea to find out more about them. And it seems like that group over there is also going there, and they do know the residents on said camp. Plus, Humperdinck, even though they look like a bunch of freaks, they still look competent,
Very well. You can do you do it. I lose energy when I look at them. I feel that it would not go well.
I'm gonna look at Ragnar. Yeah. Let's go introduce ourselves, shall we?
Before we do, Humperdinck, there's something I've been working on. Next time we're all together, somewhere a little more private, we should talk about it.
Oh?
And then I go,
Very well.
So- just something to show my appreciation. And then I go off with Aurelia.
I'm going to raise an eyebrow.
Olivia blinks slightly confused and follows along.
I'm going to move towards the bar and grab 2 ales. Actually 3. I'm gonna move towards their table, sit down, put 2 drinks. Well, we should move both of the drinks towards the 2 and say, "Oh, hello there."
General Kenobi.
I'm gonna look at both of them. You fine bunch seem like the company that saved the city. Pleasure to meet you.
What the fuck do you want?
Charming.
Isn't he? I'm going to look at Ragnar.
Are
I'm gonna
all
look
you
at Ragnar.
humans round here like this? There was a similar rude introduction when we entered town.
I don't know about any other fucking humans, but I got a killing fucking hangover. So say your piece and fuck off.
I'm going to move the ale that I just brought over closer to. Oh, my friend, I heard that ale is an excellent cure for a nice hangover. Oh, we're here because we heard you lot are going to Mordheim, apparently. And you fought alongside the troop that saved the city. I'm going to grin slightly.
He starts stuffing his face a bit as he looks over, and the large, very large, full-plated female was kind of turning. Kind of get the feeling she's going to kick him. But she kind of takes over. Well, yeah, we're going to have to go into that fucking shithole again. Yeah, we fought with that other lot. They're, some of them are alright, some of them are fucking idiots, but hey-oh.
Really? I did hear there was a disgraceful elf amongst them that thought he was a dwarf. Apparently another elf. Don't know anything about the other elf. Who else was part of that group? If you don't mind me asking.
What the fuck's with all you pointy ears turning up? I've never seen one of you lot in my entire life. And in that last warband, had two of them, like you said, and now there's another two of you. Did you move around in twos or something? She jabs Damatus, who's chuckling and almost chokes on a sausage.
I'm just going to raise an eyebrow. Well, you see, we only ever need two of us to deal with a whole lot of people. Unlike you lot, which need... I'm going to look at the group. Apparently in this case you only need 4, but... Oh well.
Yeah, some of the other boys didn't make it through that last fight, but what can you do? We've been celebrating their misfortune and our good luck. Pot gets split less ways, doesn't it? Kind of shrugs how life is. But yeah, the other group of 2. Well, they had a few humans and a halfling with them, so they seem to need a bit more help, as it were.
I'm going to look at Blackbeard and it is. Oh, as it turns out, we also have a halfling in our group. Single-digit human, though.
You can't pick up him when he's not here. Come on.
I have to. It's part of who Irelia is, man.
You hear a dum
Yeah, she's a cunt.
and a click, click. You turn round and Blackhand's currently got his aiming stick in the ground and a Hockland pointing over.
It's not an optimal range for a rifle.
Where's his token? I will not allow him to be smirched in vain.
It's not optimal, but it works. So
Put that down, Blackhand. You know we're only joking.
I don't
Or
hear them
are
calling
we?
you a bearded halfling. Hey Mario,
No,
hold
At
this.
least we're calling you did it.
Mario, hold this.
Helping.
Hold it steady, boy. Huh? Why are you pointing that at? No!
I just
Hey,
walk up
fine.
to him.
He clicks his rifle, takes his aiming stick back. I'm watching you. Turns back round to his beer.
What is more, what you should find it to be weirder is that a couple of elves are actually walking around with a dwarf. 2 dwarfs. She's going to look at Blackhand.
Hey, fucking
And he-
right. Ah, I like him. He's got spunk.
He does.
So, I'm sorry, what the fuck did you want again?
Again, I'm seeking information. I heard you lot are going to Mordheim, and that may also be our destination in the future.
Alright, you want to tag along? Yeah, right. So, once
no,
we get
no.
there... Huh? You
no,
don't?
no. If anyone wants to tag along, it would be you lot tagging along with us. I apologize, but we're a bit higher up.
Ooh.
How many times you been?
Them's fighting words.
How many times you been then? Go on.
Let's just say that We're cut from a different cloth.
Oh, you haven't popped your cherry yet. Get the fuck out of here. Did you hear that? They haven't even popped it yet, telling us that we're below them. You fucking amateurs. Like, all four of them just start laughing, and when you look at them, there's madness in their laugh. You don't know what the fuck you're on about, do you? You fucking pointy ears don't know a fucking thing. Seven times we've been into that fucking city, and 7 times we've made it out. You are fucking below us, get it? Nah, fuck off. Nah, tag along with you. Who the fuck do you think? This is the bloody rain you're talking about. One of the greatest war bands in this fucking province. We go diving into Mordheim like you do the fucking cupboards.
I'm going to look at Ragnar, smile. I'm going to lean forward on the table and say, well, my friend, we're the fucking slayers of the Sky Beast. And we have a lot more firepower and money than you lot. So
roll me charm, please.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
You've come back at him. He doesn't like that we're higher than you when you haven't been into Mordheim.
I mean, did you really expect
you get
something else
minus
from a fucking
15.
elf?
Minus 15.
Minus 15.
I'm our backup face, god damn it.
I'm not, that's why I'm talking like
elves
this.
do diplomacy.
Elf-
I need to drill this into your head.
Oh, this is perfect.
Wow.
Okay, Renaud favours thee. He just starts laughing. The madness seems to leave, but he does seem to take it as a joke. Alright, okay, you're fucking funny. I'll give you that. That was a good one. If you got coin, you can hire us. We've been hired out before. Otherwise, we're a solo group. You can tag along, like I said. If you want to hire us, yeah, fair enough. But as for us being your guides, nah, not happening. You need to walk Mordheim to learn it. And then you need to lose yourself in it. And hope you get back.
Still smile. I'm gonna look at Ragnar, then at Humperdinck. Well then. Ragnar?
Aurelia?
Gonna look at back at the group. Well then. Oh, by the way, who were the elves? Do you know their names?
Fucking the weird one was called Azereth. I remember that much. Fucking weird name. Remy? How the fuck should I? Fucking cheat. Something L. I remember it was something L. Aurelia.
No, that's me, my dear.
Oh. Luna. Lamia. Lysarini? Lysiara?
As soon as she says Lysiara, I'm gonna stop smiling.
It's some fucking elvish name. How should I know? We only saw him a few times. Only drank with them, what, twice? It's hardly even knowing someone.
I was about to leave the table. As soon as she says Lysiara, I stop smiling. Raise an eyebrow.
Can they even tell that you're smiling? Are you wearing your mask right now?
No, I'm not currently. As soon as we enter the thing with the Raven God, I took off my mask because I think it's kind of rude to keep a mask the entire time. Plus, I'm inside the tavern.
Never stopped you before.
Yeah, but every now and then I have to take off the mask. Plus, I'm introducing myself to this band. It's past, do face to face. But going back to the thing, I'm just gonna stop smiling, raise an eyebrow, look at the Ciara, about my size, blonde, mage.
Aren't you all about the same fucking size, blonde? And yeah, she was a mage.
Blonde?
No, well, did she used to have blonde hair? I seem to think she did. Bright red last time I saw her.
Out of character. I don't think Luciara met them while she still had blonde hair.
Well, she like the so time and date for the first game, they were around. I think they were around before your hair turned red. Because you lit a cigarette for Damatus outside the pub when he was talking about the horrors of Mordheim. But before then, they had turned up because when they kicked in the door,
That was after they missed Keg's End.
Yeah, because Luciara's head turned red as soon as she became a fire mage, so I don't think they did it.
That was after we delivered the taxes to Verdbad?
yeah. So then they, if you, when did you get your
I became a fire mage. I think I became a fire mage as soon as I met Balthazar.
Yeah, that was fairly early on. I think that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that. I think that was before we met Barkspoon. It was either before or shortly after.
I'm pretty sure when I met them, I already had red hair.
Because that was definitely before spiders. And before
I already had hair.
So you reckon
The
you
spiders were
already
the
had?
So yeah, I already had red hair.
You already had red hair when you did the spider quest, when you fought the spiders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you met the Bloody Rain before you fought the spiders.
Oh, then never mind.
So you essentially in the time of things, you had Boris summoning the demon and killing a child by accident. You had fighting the bandits in the woods that you weren't up the river a little bit. Then you had Keg's End happen. The Bloody Rain turned up a day after the Warband of the Wolf. And you had so the Bloody Rain turned up. Then the job began.
I found my notes. I hadn't met the Bloody Rain yet. It was on the 11th day of that campaign.
It was on the 11th when you first went to the Bat Poo Cave. Of Broadside?
14th of Broadside, yeah.
Okay, so it was on the 14th of Broadside. Okay.
And I don't see any mentions of the Bloody Rain on my notes here.
No,
that's why
you would have met the Bloody Rain in Kelgitz, whatever the hell that one is. So it's a month later. Okay, so no, they don't know about your other character's hair change. So nah, she had red hair since I met you.
I'm gonna keep my eyes raised.
I don't know, she didn't really say much to me about herself. She lit a smoke for me once. She was alright, I think. See like a struggling look on his face as he tries to recall fuzzy memories.
No longer smiling services. Oh. I certainly hope that it is, if it is what I think it is, that she's safe. Anyway, starts smiling again. It's a pleasure to meet you lot. Look forward to when we all travel to Mordheim. think it's going to be a fun ride. Isn't it, Ragnar? I say as I get up from the table.
Oh, it's 150 gold a week.
I'm gonna look back at him. Sorry, I'm not the treasurer. I'm gonna point at Humberly. He is.
He looks over and sees this fat, rotund man with a treble chin, kind of pompous looking, drinking an ale with chicken wings that are kind of floating through his clothing. What, that fat fuck? Nah, you must be kidding.
I'm gonna look back at him. Oh yeah, he impressed me too. Believe it.
Well,
and no one else.
That tub of lard. I can't work for that fucker. I'd lose. For real. Holy fuck. Wow.
I'm going to look at Remy.
Humperdinck slams his tankard down. How bloody dare you blackguard! Calling me fat! I will have you know I am rotund, I am plump, but I am not fat. I am a well-toned machine, unlike you ruffian. Oi, did Porky just talk?
I'm going to look at Remy. Oh, my dear. When you people are ready to discuss terms, I do believe what made us Humperdinck over there will speak to you. I'm going to smile. Have a nice day. And I'm going to move towards the table.
There's currently an argument going on across the tavern. Humperdinck seems to be losing, as one of them's taking it more serious than the other.
You know, it's precisely why I spoke to Remy and not with Diomedes, because Remy is a reasonable one.
She still has a few more marbles, yeah, kind of. So as a discussion goes on, as insults are thrown and kind of an amusing situation is had, our camera begins to fade out, as there's not that much to go over, in character that is. I'm sure there'll be some extra skills acquired or some knowledge gained to help our adventurers in their struggles. But for now, this is where we'll end our episode. And sadly, this will be the last one for a couple of weeks. We will pick back up on the 2nd of January. So this will be the first game back of the new year for us. Well, for me, at the very least. So hopefully I will not be too hungover. And who knows, you might just all join us there, feeling worse than I am. Because I want to do good to come back, because there'll be a great session waiting for us. But hopefully, I will see you then. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye!
See ya.
See ya.